Every day you invite us to your home. Now, we invite you to our homepage. Join Channels Television on social media. Hang out with us on Google Plus/Channels Television. Follow us on Twitter at Channels TV. Friend us on Facebook.com/Channels Forum. And don't forget to like our page. That's not all. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Channels Web. To get constant video updates and news and events in Nigeria and around the world. ChannelsTV.com. The news at your fingertips.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's Politics Today right here on Channels Television. We've been looking at the issue of the Ekiti Gate, and now we're going to move into Anambra politics. And of course, you know what people have been saying. What are you saying right now? Yeah, you can go on Twitter and tell us exactly what's on your mind about these issues that the country, the nation, and the people of Nigeria are talking about. The hashtag there is hashtag Politics Today, and the handles there at CTV Politics and at Sheung Oking. And of course, people have been talking about what exactly is the interpretation of the Supreme Court judgment. The federal lawmakers believe that does not affect them at all. In fact, they say they do not need to lose sleep over what has happened or what transpired in the Supreme Court judgment. Well, I'll allow you to take a listen to some of these reports as filed in by our reporters on the Supreme Court judgment.
The stakeholders meeting for Anambra East and West federal constituencies took place at Anambra East local government area of Anambra State. Issues affecting the development of the constituencies were discussed. The constituents asked their representatives to do more in the area of infrastructure and youth empowerment.
We want him, how he will be able to help us and attract a federal presence in Anambra East and West federal constituency.
Concerning the Supreme Court judgment, which many said affected 11 PDP members in the National Assembly, the people insisted that their representatives are the product of a national congress.
The judgment didn't hold water because it is between the battle between Emma Akai and Ogwebego, it's not affecting and the senators, as was widely speculated.
National executive has the unending powers to nominate candidates for their party. The national chairman of the party signs ticket for whoever will be the candidate of the party, not state. State structure has nothing to do with the nomination of Tony Warrior or any national. So all these are rumors, and rumors are very confusing.
A further explanation was given as to the interpretation of the court judgment.
Amman, it was not Ken Emakai that did our primary. It was not that he still had the labs with our primary. Mantu panel, Ibrahim Mantu panel came and conducted the delegate election, while Tremia Junior panel conducted primary. Two of the panels, one for delegate, that of Mantu, which was the chairman, the other one conducted our delegate and primaries, respectively, not Ken Emakai.
While the arguments continue, political watchers are asking for a clearer interpretation of the Supreme Court judgment, which has thrown the country into sides based on possible meanings of the judgment.
The recent judgment by the Supreme Court on who is the authentic chairman of the PDP in Anambra State may have laid to rest the chairmanship tussle in the state. But the issues of who should represent the three senatorial districts of Anambra North, South, and Center may just have begun. Senatorial candidates of the PDP belonging to the Ejike Ogwebego's faction are asking INEC to issue them certificates of return.
The answer of the Supreme Court case is very straightforward. It's INEC to issue us our certificate of return. There's nothing. Because that judgment of Court of Appeal is why the judgment they gave the certificate of return. Now the Supreme Court has set it aside and asked us to go back and take our certificate of return.
INEC should do the needful next week without wasting any more time. My lawyers are not wasting time to write them that this ought to be done. I can personally go there and demand my certificate because it's my right.
They also claim that they are the authentic candidates for the election recognized by the party's exco in the state.
The party submitted our names. INEC published these names. It's a people all tend to forget. Publish these names. There was the day of substitution, time for substitution has passed. He cannot change, he cannot remove a candidate. He cannot remove anybody. And nobody, there was no death in anybody. So INEC have already finished what they're supposed to do. Our names was removed few days to the election, after we have finished campaigning for the elections.
However, Senators Andy Oba and Stella Odua in an earlier interview said that the judgment has nothing to do with the senators from the state.
It has nothing to do with, we are not a party to the suit. You can look at the judgment and see that nowhere in the judgment did our name appear. And a consequential order was not made in regards to this. If the Supreme Court thought that we were wrong in where we are or that we came through a false means, they would have made a consequential order to remove us.
The judge was very clear on its judgment, and he clearly says that it's not about who emerges, it's not about the election, it's about the legality of the S.Court, state S.Court. That's all it is.
The Supreme Court had on Friday ruled that the Ejike Ogwebegos-led executive committee of the PDP subsists, contrary to an earlier judgment by a federal high court. And that's it. You can see those packages coming there from some of our reporters on the matter. A lot of people have been asking, what is the way forward? Who is, and if other parties laying claims to that seat, those seats in the National Assembly, what is what? That's the major question people are asking. What is the real interpretation of the matter? Lawyers too are giving different interpretation. Let me allow my guest, Mr. Dafe Akpede, a senior advocate of Nigeria, waiting on the matter. He joins us, he's with us from Abuja. Tell me, what do you think the Supreme Court is saying based on the outcome or the judgment of the Supreme Court?
Another weighty decision of the Supreme Court. Say what you like, this is going to be a landmark judgment of the Supreme Court because the implications, in my view, could be really far-reaching and very damaging if the interpretations will have been put by all parties eventually sees the light of the day. By one stroke, it will appear that a large members of the House of Reps and indeed 3 senators from the state might be affected by that judgment. I do hear the argument that there was not a consequential order, but what one does is that if you say the process on which these people got nominated was faulty, then by necessary implication, it will appear that anything that happens subsequent to that will also appear to be faulty, and that will affect them. We are yet to read the Supreme Court judgment to see the nitty-gritty of what was actually stated in it. Indeed, we are INEC conversing that they want to go for further interpretation of the judgment, and just indicative of how weighty the judgment will be and where they also have been got by the effect of that judgment. So we have not had the last of it, and frankly, in my view,
okay. And I was going to ask you that what do you think INEC should be doing right now? Because they look like, it looks like they are the center of his own matter. Everybody wants to know the interpretation of INEC as the electoral umpire in this case.
There's no doubt that INEC is in the eye of the storm because, as it were, they are the ones that are going to implement whatever decision the Supreme Court they have given. Either they take out the current senators and the House of Rep members, or they indeed allow them to stay. So really, the call at this point in time, it will be their interpretation will give effect to the judgment. It will appear there seems to be some line of confusion because they say the judgment did not specifically mention names of who will leave and who will come.
All right, thank you so much. My guest there, Mr. Dafe Akpede, senior advocate of Nigeria, giving his thoughts on the Anambra Supreme Court judgment. Of course, well, we continue from here tomorrow. Don't ever miss this program, Politics Today, which comes at 7 p.m. weekdays and, of course, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. That is Sunday Politics. Thank you so much for being such a great company. On behalf of the team here at Channel Television Headquarters, I'm Chinua Kimale. Bye for now.